there is a small modification in the program. Mr. Gautam Khanikar, Senior General Manager at Nixie, because of some urgent engagement with MHA, he could not come. So he has expressed his inability and sought for forgiveness on this account. Then we will be having the launching of app and speech by Shri Rupin Sharma, IPS, Director General of Police Nagaland. Finally, there will be closing remark by Dr. KPA Ilyas, IPS, DIG, INT and CID, followed by light refreshment. So, sir, going ahead with the program. The app which we are going to see today, sir, I will just take a few minutes. Respected Director General of Police Nagaland, Shri Rupin Sharma, IPS. Respected Additional Director General of Police Administration, Shri R.P. Picon. Respected Senior Police Officers present here. Representatives from the solution provider, Simertech. Respected help or the guidance came from the Special Secretary Home, Sonia Madam, wherein she mentioned about the digitization of various processes in UP. Sir, through these, then I got in touch with my batchmate from IIT Kharagpur, Shri Ashish Tiwari, IPS, sir, who came in the second Young SPs conference, wherein he presented a paper on the technological progresses that are happening in UP Police, wherein they were also trying to attempt to do some of these things in an app form. So thereby, sir, after that, the problems that we faced with respect to Dimapur, wherein the intervention by Dr. KPA Ilyas. So that time, sir, had basically developed SOPs for tracing the missing child, which were really effective on ground. However, what we felt that after such, there was a vacuum with respect to it became a person derived thing. So there was this question, how can we make processes which are process oriented rather than a personality oriented things. Secondly, sir, thereafter during the stint in Mokokchung during the COVID periods, we had the problem of how quarantine related we can do monitoring, especially of people who used to go out or jump out of the quarantine centers. So there we experimented along with my good friend Mr. Chuba. We experimented with some basic apps. This was also for monitoring the quarantine people, as well as there was a little effort in technology for monitoring the temperature and health parameters of our own Jawans, especially people who are posted at the check gates and the quarantine centers to know whether there was any temperature rise or whether they were feeling any difficulties. So this came in very helpful, in a very much responsive manner. So then after that in Pinsan, there was this problem of one child being beaten up in Mokokchung, which created a lot of furore. So there was this problem of foster care, which was highlighted by the USLP Long Kim Vice President, that sir, can we not have a system from policing where we can monitor such kind of children who are with the foster families, because such kind of incidences, they come into open only in extreme cases, but whereas as per them there are a lot of families wherein this fostering is happening, a lot of them are doing good, but there are also some families where children are not being treated properly. Just to add to what sir has mentioned, while developing this, as has been also guided by sir, the basic feature for this was that our constables are technologically only WhatsApp enabled. So that was one thing which was mentioned, that WhatsApp at least people know. Secondly, the incidences of technology like GPS locations or other things have been kept to minimum. It means that automatically captured. Thirdly, there is a very, very rigorous follow-up of the action on the app, and the administrator, for example, the super administrator being at the level may get escalated or implemented in state at the level of DGP sir, ADGP sirs. So that is one. The information can be given to a group of people for action or to entire force, so that scalability exists. And then there are features of anonymity with respect to the constable if they have some information.
how what are the core principles of this application and how we are trying to solve the problems that Vishal sir has just mentioned. Obviously, policing is a very vast subject and there are so many things that we need to take care of. What we focused on is three things. To really get this project on the ground, this project has to take care of the staff as well, the people who are going to use this project. So there has to be something that ensures their welfare. Second thing, how can we make the operations more efficient without not changing anything but just adding a technology here and there, so that the processes which are time tested, they remain as it is, they are just modernized. And third thing is, how can we take this efficient organization to the citizens? Right now, across country, the citizens, they have a issue of trust on the police department. How can we improve that? How can we increase that? That will happen through some sort of transparency, some mechanisms wherein when citizens ask the police department for a service, they feel confident that yes, this will happen on time, and they can be assured that yes, it will happen, so that they get a swift justice or they get a swift resolution. So now, why are we in this problem? So this is the current positive reinforcement. So sir, as you know, whenever somebody does good work on the ground, and there are a lot of police officers who are doing very good, police department is not working or this bad thing is happening, but not about all the good things that are happening. So the people on the ground, the police officers on the ground, they need to have some positive reinforcement that whatever good work they do, that will be highlighted as well. In the sense that it also caters to the bottom employees also, and it also helps them in their day-to-day critical areas: HR management, material management, village guard system, crime management, community policing, citizen service, citizens, administrators, constabulary, everybody on a single platform. The technology is a modern tech stack. How can we keep the data up to date? As 9 years that we started with in the scope of this project. While discussing with Vishal sir, we have also incorporated other things, and we are very, very thankful that 9 things that we have started with. Next slide. Yeah. So disaster management, being a hilly area, obviously disasters, natural disasters and calamities are a reality, and we have to, how can we manage that? How can we effectively improve our, we have developed a reporting system, action tracking on their side, area planning, whatever actions are taking place or whatever duties are being assigned to them, whether they are doing it or not, creating a database of who are police friend and who are police enemies, so that in the time of law and order situation, we can, canteen and other management, Thana inspection, order broadcast. This is very important. Any order that from HQ or from SSP office or SP office, if you want to broadcast, now with a click of a button, we can broadcast this order to the mobile of each and every constable. So obviously somebody at the topmost level like DGP sir, he will have to see, he cannot see each and everyone individually. So he will have a command and control center where he can on a dashboard level see that we take an appropriate action. Foster care tracking. So we have developed an extensive workflow of how we can register for a child who are under foster care, and there can be monthly or daily or weekly or whatever frequency we want to define. We can have the tracking and inspection and monitoring on that. So next slide please. Job verification, employment tracking. So these are some of the convenience features for verification requests. Various kind of verification requests that right now police department is fulfilling. They can do it very seamlessly through. Who are working in the police department, their life is made easy. So how can we have created leave management transfer courses, application, the training videos are there, grievance, all these things we have digitized in the system. So now you don't need to run from one officer to another or ask the clerk what is the status of my file. The bottommost officers, they can see in their mobile application that it is working as per the charter, and whatever is the time frame given, the service will be delivered to them also in a given time. Wherein they can just go and register the news and police can verify and news. Let's suppose some news is a rumor that is happening a lot in the area, and a lot of people are asking for it. We can send it via our Twitter handles or our Facebook handles, and a lot of people will get access to and know that this is a fake news and this is a rumor and we should not believe on it. So these are some of the initiatives. We'll have a SOS system wherein people can get directly connected with their local beat constables, or they can directly connect to the rapid response systems through just a click of a button. It will have a video call feature directly where the citizens can directly connect with them. We are also coming up with a lot of modules in crime SOPs. So for example, if a crime happens and an investigation officer goes there, what is the data that they have to collect, what is the standard operating procedure, even if they are not trained or if their training is not at that level, they are not at very much expert, but some standardized operations that they will know, and they will capture the correct data that will help us in initial processes after that. Passport verification is happening in a way, but I want to make sure that it happens in a certain way and some guidelines are followed. I can create a workflow like this on the system. Without any development, that workflow will get pushed onto the mobile phones or the desktops of the relevant officers, and they will ensure that the workflow happens in such a way that, let's suppose we have made a charter that within 3 days the verification should happen. If the verification does not happen, it gets automatically escalated to their senior. If they don't take care of it, it gets escalated again. So this kind of a workflow, here we can put in a decision box, we can put in a conditional logic, and the system will evolve to incorporate that that kind of module as well. So even the system was not there, but it is now evolved to support that kind of workflow as well. So we have given that kind of a dynamic power to this platform. Another thing that we have done is, Devendra, if you can just showcase the form builder.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here you can see this is an arms inventory form. So any new module that we come up with before workflow, we have benchmarked it with the best of the police department website. We have then just go on the top. Slow, this is just slow. Next four, this. So here you can see there are so many grievances that you can report: vehicle theft, illegal activity, road accident, antisocial activity, missing child. All this. Sorry. Yeah. So just a little. Yeah. So all this you can report, and it will get automatically assigned to the relevant police officer, whoever is the nearby in your area, or whoever has been allocated that area according to the citizen profile as well. As and when the system keeps on growing, we will have a lot of data about the citizens who are using the system, and the police officers also. We will, any complaints that you register in the system, you can view its status transparently, and it is not like, let's say, some of the portment are there. For example, you can add a new one, and here you can see all the details of whatever status it is in, or new status that you want to go there. And here we can see in foster care we have not put any form, so just create a new one in a foster care. So here in this foster care form, what is the name of the child, birth, date of birth, male, female, all these things you can put into this. And just as I mentioned, next page. Service for businesses. So ammunition shop registration, pharmacy registration, all these are coming up now. Any important news that you want to put, it will be there on the website, our galleries, whatever initiatives, good work we are doing. So we have a good work module as well. So for example, a constable, just a second on the previous, thank you. So just for example, if a constable does a very good work, he can submit it for recommendation to his senior officer, and if his senior officer recommends, it can directly get posted onto the website as well. So whatever they are doing good work on the ground, it can be visible to the citizen at large, and it will improve citizens' perception of whatever good work the police department. People are afraid to reach out to the police whether that my name should not come into this. So we have a procedure of an anonymous request as well. So they can put in a request anonymously, and we can make sure that their privacy is ensured, and still that right information.
Today for this event, it's a bit hurriedly good event today. I just might add that it's a bit a little bit premature, because then the reason for this hurry is because Vishal is going to go on deputation. So we were thinking that his initiative should not go unnoticed. We should be noticed for this, so we thought, let us have this. So some part of this launching and all, putting the app and the entire thing on Play Store or iOS will take a couple of days. But I have personally gone through the entire app with the senior officer in the BHU last week. Sort of being incubated by Zunheboto Police. If he can work around diligently on this and slowly try to improve on it, we can keep adding more modules, more problem like three. Our own limitations are the number of people who will be tech savvy. That is the biggest limitation that we will have for the time being. So for example, for leave and other things that we want to do, how many of the people in our company do it personally? So I and we had with the DGP people got that. I did hint to them that we should make it as friendly as possible to an ordinary, not know too much of the technology. For example, if he has to apply for a leave, it could be just a leave application, casual leave, insert 2 days, put his name, send it automatically. So he doesn't have to write everything every time. It should be an automatically generated form sort of thing. Once we extended that also. So we have to make it very, very user friendly for even within our own force so that people should be able to extract maximum knowledge out of it. Since the media friends are also here, let me also put it that policing is not what you just see in khaki and the khaki jokers that you see loitering around all the day. There is much more to policing. I think policing affects every person's life in many more ways that we can even think of. In Nagaland, our policing systems are sort of catching up. We have a lot to catch up. Even for example, the police verification things, that one of the modules there is the police verifications thing. I was just talking to LGIMT yesterday. How many police verifications yesterday? How many police verifications do we receive in a year? So IGIMT was mentioning about 200 in a year. So other districts, other DFs would get another say 1,000 in a year, which is over 1,200 in a year, which is actually nothing. Those of us who have worked in other states, which I have had the pleasure of doing it and the privilege of doing it, the police verifications aspect is the most vital aspect of policing, which is sort of absent in Nagaland. Whether it is for a job, whether it is for opening up of a business establishment, whether the person is living inside Nagaland, even for people who are applying for government jobs. I think the only people who had police verification in Nagaland for government jobs are those who got selected through the NPSC or the UPSC. Hardly anyone else would have undergone that police verification. I'm told now that the NSSP has started. So imagine, like, out of 1,40,000 or 1,30,000 government employees itself, a vast majority of it is unverified. So police verification itself is a very big process which touches everybody's life. I'm saying only for the component of government jobs. If you start adding other things about passport verification, I think at least 5,000 people would be applying for passports from Nagaland. So there are people who would have stayed at multiple locations, multiple places. All those have to be done in police verification. So if someone has stayed at Zunheboto and Mukokchung and Dimapur, those police verifications are simultaneously required at all these 3 places. So it's only in Nagaland, it's only when the police verifications are being driven either by the Government of India, various agencies or various documentation that police verification is done, or currently by the NSSP, NPSC or the UPSC, as I said, Government of India, that police verifications they normally insist on. It isn't insisted upon very regularly for others. However, in police we do get a lot of requests for verifications for police officials and other government officials who are deployed for VIP duties outside Nagaland. There I would suggest that you please incorporate a module on that, on all aspects which are there in the dashboard. Another thing is I had suggested to you last week about a module for intelligence related work. I think that is a priority. Intelligence work is such that it keeps all of us safe. If we are able to preempt information on crimes and criminals, people are able to share information with us, whether in their own names or anonymously with us, and we are able to follow up that information. We could help prevent major problems. that intelligence module doesn't have to be just an anonymous or a reporting portal, but it also has to have a module about follow-up actions on each thing which is reported, so that, like, just as an example, like there is a rally being planned near the police headquarters today by some organization, and they take a resolution that they will submit a resolution to the government for action in 15 days. So there should be a tab or there should be an alert which come to the intelligence and also to the local police in, say, 11 days or 12 days. So if the deadline is 15 days, the alert should be generated in 11, 12 days, so that we are able to check on what is happening, not only from the protesters or the organizers of the protest, but also alert the government that this 15-day deadline is going to come. So we need to either act or communicate with the protesters. These are small methods of diffusing the problems if we see some problems. Then there are modules about welfare of jawans and staff, that is good. There are modules about inventory management which are being prepared. Just before this
project, 1/4 of the sanction amount only has been utilized, 3/4 remains there, and it is for us to take up the project forward. And I firmly hope this does help us in serving the public, which is ultimately our responsibility. Thank you.
Nagaland TV, Sob Manulaga Awas. Watch us live on Geo TV and on your television sets as well. For Dimapur viewers, we are on channel number 994 in Global Chapter, and Kohima and Mokokchung viewers, switch to channel number 138 on Hornbill Digital. For all news and updates, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter.